Hey guys, it's Sid here, aka Spiritual Muse, the owner of Crystals of Quartz. So I'm here today to talk to you about why Friday the 13th is actually super lucky. And I am currently breastfeeding my almost 1 month old baby daughter, Cassidy. And I really wanted to film this video because I wanted to talk to you guys about how Friday the 13th can actually be super lucky. And it's really just a bunch of hooey, the fact that it's considered unlucky, in my opinion. It's all about mindset anyway, right? Now, a lot of this has to do with femininity. And really, to me, it sounds like the patriarchy just trying to keep us women down. And so I figured how friggin' appropriate it is that, friggin' appropriate too, remember that for later, how appropriate it is that Cassidy decided she was hungry right as I was about to film. So I am going to be breastfeeding during this video, so honoring the mother and the goddess energy. So let's talk about some of the reasons that it's possible that people think Friday the 13th is unlucky. Most of them are religiously based, mostly Christianity, the ones that I could find. But there's a couple of other ones as well that come from other religions. So there is the whole, we'll start with like the number 13, I guess. So there's the whole thing about the Last Supper. I guess there was 13 people. I don't know if it was on a Friday, but there was 13 people, and I guess Judas was the 13th person. And that didn't go over so well. So that's 13 being an unlucky number. And then I suppose there's a similar situation, a similar story from Norse mythology, where there was a dinner party where a bunch of the gods were invited. Odin, all those great people. Great people. And they didn't invite Loki, who, if you guys don't know, Loki is like the trickster god. And so what happened was Loki basically showed up and did a bunch of not great things. And so that he was the 13th person too that was invited, or that wasn't invited. There was 12 people invited and he showed up. So that story is kind of similar to the Last Supper story, which is interesting in two different cultures. And so then we'll use that for 13. So what I could find about why 13 is considered unlucky, there's probably other reasons too, but that's all I could really find. And then as for Friday in Christianity, Friday was the day that Jesus was crucified. And Friday was also the day that Eve decided to pluck an apple from the tree, which, was not considered a good thing to do either. So eating the forbidden fruit. And so that is Friday and 13. There might be a couple of other reasons that you can find, but those are the pretty much most prevalent ones I could find in my research. And then, so those are the reasons that people see it as negative. And then there's been some things that have happened over history on those dates. But the thing about it is there's this whole psychological aspect that happens to us. Once we already think a date is unlucky, we're going to just remember the things that happened on that date a lot more than we would if it were any other date. So it's not necessarily that there's more things happening on Friday the 13th. It's just that people take notice of it because it was Friday the 13th. So really nothing major that I can say is like, wow, it's like more things than any other time. Not really. It's just that people are taking notice because it's Friday the 13th. So reasons why it's actually lucky, and it has been considered lucky for a very long time. So I want to talk first about ancient Egypt. So ancient Egypt, they believed that there were 13 phases of life, and I think the 13th one was death, which sounds bad, right? But to ancient Egyptians, death is like the most beautiful thing. The afterlife is amazing. And to them, death is what you're waiting for, right? So it's really not a bad thing. It's the best thing. So 13 to them was a very positive thing. And then some other things that are positive about Friday and 13. So having to do with women, there are 13 lunar cycles in a year, and there are also approximately, depending on the woman, about 13 menstrual cycles in a year. So 13 could be considered unlucky because it's related to women. So that could be the patriarchy trying to keep us down, ladies. So watch yourselves. Enjoy your Friday the 13th because it's not negative. And then there's also the idea of Friday being the only day of the week that is named after a woman, a female god. So that's Freya, who is the Norse god or goddess figure. She's like the mother goddess. So it's named after her. It's, Freya Day, Friday. And so it's probably why Friday is not, maybe not why Friday is considered unlucky, but why we should consider it more lucky, because the mother goddess is looking out for us. It's also the day of Lady Luck, specifically Friday the 13th. So there's a whole lot of feminine energy that goes on with Friday the 13th that is forgotten, and it's turned into this negative day. It's also the day of Venus, Friday. It's a beautiful day. 13 is definitely, in my mind, not a negative number. This little one was born on the 13th, and she is quite the little goddess to be herself. So I just wanted to film this video to let you guys know a little bit of background on Friday the 13th and why it's actually lucky, in my opinion. And furthermore, if we're going to view Friday the 13th in a negative way, the minute you wake up, you're expecting to have a bad day. Well, law of attraction says that's going to come to you. So change your mindset, change your day, have a lucky day instead. If you are superstitious, maybe do some things that make you feel lucky that day. They say getting out of bed on the right side of the bed can be lucky. So you can try some different things to feel luckier on Friday the 13th. But just try to wake up and remember that it's actually positive, beneficial, and very lucky day, blessed by the goddess and all of feminine energy. So ladies especially, it's going to be a beautiful day. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. I had some requests for this, and if you ever want to make a request, you can always just comment below, or you can send me a message on Instagram. Those are probably the two best ways to get a hold of me. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a very lucky Friday the 13th.